When it comes to writing buddy comedy action flicks, no one does it better than Shane Black. Lethal Weapon, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Where is the girl? What did you just do?
The Nice Guys. Those are some pretty excellent action movies. But after the financial failures of The Nice Guys and his installment in the Predator franchise, Black seems to have been forced into the meat grinder of straight-to-streaming fare. To be clear, I was quite excited a while before the movie would be released. For those who don't know, Play Dirty follows Parker, a professional robber in the aftermath of a botched job, where he's betrayed by one of his teammates as he's brought on by that very same traitor onto the biggest heist of his career, worth $1 billion. The first key element to Play Dirty to examine is the buddiness of it all. Judging by both Black's history as a screenwriter turned writer-director and the fact that the poster has an emphasis on both Mark Wahlberg's Parker and Lakeith Stanfield's Grofield, one would expect this movie to be a buddy comedy, in the vein of his previous work. It isn't. Don't be confused. Yes, they share scenes together, but it isn't a matter of co-leads. The film is about Parker. He is the main character. And that is where one half of my biggest problems with this movie raises its ugly head. There isn't any tragedy to his character. Brief, albeit barely, spoiler ahead, his friend is dead. But it doesn't seem like Parker cares. We get more from the one scene where Riggs contemplates suicide at Christmas time in Lethal Weapon, or Holland March dressed in his suit in the bathtub in The Nice Guys, when it comes to the characterization of the co-leads. Parker is cold and professional, lacking the emotional quality which Black seems to have perfected back with his first script. The hell is up with that? It makes my interest in the character decrease rapidly when there isn't anything from the character's personal life. He is his job, but that does not make a good story. His conflict is so thin that it is essentially transparent. It doesn't help that I don't like Marky Mark. He's been great sometimes, good, maybe a couple, but I don't like him. As an actor, as a guy, I don't like Wahlberg. There isn't anything about how Black has written Parker that makes Wahlberg the perfect fit for the character. Parker in this is a generic tough guy with no depth and no interesting quirks which make him stand out in comparison to the rest of Black's protagonist. It doesn't help that he's written to be incredibly stoic and more of a straight guy with only a little of that unique Black banter. If he wasn't in 3 films this year, Materialists, Honey Don't, and Sacrifice, I could see Chris Evans in this role, or Ethan Hawke because they're actually funny. Historically speaking, Wahlberg only works when a strong filmmaker knows how to use him. PTA's script in Boogie Nights works. Wahlberg's minor role in The Departed works because he's not the main character. There's also the fact of how audiences perceive an actor, and I think it would be best to not delve into those right now. There's also something off about Stanfield's performance in this movie, although I can see that being more of an issue with the script than Stanfield himself. Stanfield is one of my favourite actors right now. In fact, it was because he was starring in a Shane Black movie that I was excited in the first place, in the very beginning when this was announced. Stanfield can do comedy. He's the primary reason Atlanta and Sorry to Bother You works so damn well. But he's playing more of a generic comic relief role in a movie stuffed to the brim with one-note comic relief characters, making Grofield kind of a nothing character. If anything, the way the script is written, Grofield comes across as Robert Downey Jr.'s Harry Lockhart was pushed to the sidelines. There's even an example of a fourth wall break, although not egregious as it is only brief, which feels like a watered-down version of what would have happened in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Play Dirty is also burdened with being obviously a straight-to-streaming movie. Not only is it a star-led action comedy, such as the numerous Wahlberg-led ones plaguing Netflix's seemingly infinite library, but it just has that look. You know the one, the unreality. Whereas older movies have a tangibility, especially the 1970s set The Nice Guys, Play Dirty is plagued with obvious green screen digital fuzz. The backgrounds of exterior shots feel incongruous to the real people acting in the scenes. Considering the lackluster story and character dynamics Shane Black movies tend to excel in, my eye was more focused on the "is that even real?" factor present in numerous scenes. The background seems so obviously fake that it draws attention away from the narrative. What's the point of an action beat when I don't care enough about the characters at risk? All in all, Play Dirty is a disappointing movie, but my hopes had previously been quashed by the straight-to-streaming nature and the Mark Wahlberg of it all. Doesn't help that it simply isn't funny at all. It's more of a flat-out milquetoast heist movie, lacking in anything which makes it feel like a particularly good time. It seems perfect for a passive watch. It's overly long for the kind of movie it is, at 127 minutes in length. Catch it on Prime Video if you want, but I would not recommend it. Play Dirty, 2 stars. Well, that's all. Keep on watching movies and form your own opinions. See you in the next one.